Hi, I'm Vicki Westling here with City Speaks. City Speaks is a show that's brought to you by Mayor Wilfred Rosas. It's here because he wants to keep you, the residents of the city of Dunkirk and the surrounding area, informed as to what's going on, what's happening in our city. And today we're going to have our regular visit once a month with Mayor Wilfred Rosas, and we have a lot to get to. So Mayor, we're going to try not to belabor the point, but we've got many things. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start out with some information. We know that recently we had the congressman and some of the other elected officials with yourself looking at the Lakefront Boulevard. Tell us what is the status of that?
Well, that's an important project right now. As you know, Lakefront Boulevard has been shut down now. And I've been very disappointed because the date for opening that road and getting this project done, completion date, was supposed to be Memorial Day. And because of COVID-19, the FEMA inspectors at the federal level could not make it. But the good news is that they will be here tomorrow morning, I'm being told. We are going to meet there tomorrow, and if everything goes well, we should be starting construction probably next week. So we should have that road done, open, and the project completed within the next few weeks.
Okay, not by the 4th of July, but certainly very soon thereafter.
Yes.
Okay. And we've also had some good news. Thanks to Governor Cuomo, we've received a grant for $500,000?
Yes, it's a little more than $500,000. This grant is for the cleanup of the old Niagara Motors property, which is located on Lamphere Street out near Fieldbrook Foods. If you recall, it was about a year ago or so where Wells purchased Fieldbrook Foods, and they announced they were doing a major expansion. This site is part of the project that they wanted. They looked at the site, they were very interested at the site, but they shied away from it because of the cleanup that was involved. There's a huge cleanup for contamination there that needs to be done. So at that point, we went to the state. We proposed to them some funds to clean up that site for economic development and how it would bring in jobs here. And glad to say that, thank you, Governor Cuomo, we have been approved for this grant. It's well over $500,000, and this will help us now to be able to market it better to probably Wells. I'm going to go back to Wells. I believe that they may be interested in it once it is cleaned up, and that's going to be huge development for the city of Dunkirk. So this is a major announcement for us.
And of course, Wells they've been wonderful partners as far as the community goes. They've hired people, and they continue to expand. So they're really good community partners. Right now, we've got certainly still employees who are out. When will those employees come back, and how many of the non-essentials or essentials do we have working at the city?
We have 50% of the non-essential. All of the essential staff members are working. Excuse me. But of the non-essentials, only 50% are allowed to be working currently, and that order is still in effect for all municipalities across the state. That includes all the counties as well as all the other municipalities. So we're hoping that would be lifted here very soon, probably in phase 4. So I'm hoping that we can go back to normal staffing levels and reopen City Hall to the public within the next week or two. But there will be new guidelines. You know, obviously masks are going to be the norm now. Social distancing, 6 feet apart, these are the new recommendations coming forth from the State Health Department. So these are things that we're going to be changing. It's in our plan for reopening, and it's going to be taking place in all of our city facilities.
Okay, and now we talk about things opening up, and certainly one of the things, because summer's here, are beaches. When will our beaches open?
The target date for the beaches to be open is June 29th. I want everything ready. I've already directed our DPW director and his staff that I'd like to see everything ready by the 28th so that people can start in with lifeguards on duty by the 29th.
Okay. So that's because people will be able to go and swim. And now because Lakefront Boulevard will still be closed, will the beach in front of the hot dog stand, will that be the beach that they will be used by Servile Street?
That is the beach that we're planning to be using. Main Street Beach is being cleaned up as well. You know, the water there will be tested by the County Health Department, and we hope to be able to use that beach as well.
Okay, so there'll be Point Gratiot, Main Street Beach, and then of course the beach by Wright Park off of Servile
Wright Park
Street.
Beach as well as Cedar Beach. We're cleaning that up just to have it clean. We cleaned it up the past few summers, and people have been using it. Not so much for swimming, but they do go down there just to enjoy the beach area, and so we're going to continue to do that.
Okay, good. So people will be happy to hear that. Explain what's going on with our assessor position. Our assessor, Tom Malechko, is going to be retiring. His position will need to be filled. How is that going to happen?
Well, the city council gets to choose who comes into his position. They have the say on it.
Will it need to be someone of the same political affiliation?
I believe that it does have to be somebody from the same political affiliation, and usually I believe what happens is that the City Democratic Committee gets to recommend a name to the council.
Okay, and that's because our current assessor is a Democrat.
Yes.
Right. And then, of course, that individual would come in and they would stay through the end of the current term, which would expire December 31st of 2021, unless there's a special election. So, but that special election would have to be called for. Is that correct?
Yes, and I believe that was an issue that was being discussed. There seems to be a bit of confusion with the state constitution as opposed to the local charter. Again, my understanding, and I don't know that I'm right, but my understanding is that the state constitution would supersede the city charter. So the city attorney was asked to do his research and look into it and then give us his opinion. I believe that's still in process, but I would think that the person that comes in would probably serve the remainder of the term. But I am not sure. There might be an election before that.
Okay, so that's still yet to be determined. All right, are you ready? Because we've had a lot of controversy going on in our city, and it's not pretty. And it should not be happening here. But tell me a little bit. At the last council meeting, we had some real excitement. There's some disagreement going on, some personal jabs, if you will, that's happening. How are you going, as the mayor, you've still got to run the city. You have a responsibility to run the city. How are you going to begin to mend these fences with some of these council persons who are in opposition of some of the things that you're doing?
Well, again, when I came into office, I ran on doing things in the betterment of the city. What we want to do is base all of our decisions on what is best for the city. And it's normal for people to disagree on what they believe is best for the city. So that's not something that shouldn't be expected. But the disrespect, the personal attacks, and things of that nature are uncalled for. I think it's, again, not only unprofessional, but disrespectful. You know, to be frankly honest with you, it's embarrassing because it's very public. Some of the questions that they save to come into the meeting with are questions. These are city council members. When I was a council member, if I had a question about overtime, I spoke to either the department head or personnel, and I usually had the answer to my questions before the meeting. You know, I didn't wait for the meeting to be on and the camera to be flowing before you ask the question. You're catching people off guard, you know. and to be frankly honest with you, there are overtime in every department, and we budget for that accordingly. You know, as mayor, I have final approval of those overtime, but most of the time the approval process is coming from the department head. In the police department, that their overtime comes from their department, and their department is led by a police chief. whom I think does a pretty good job. Our fire department, same thing. Our development department, no different. Our DPW department, same way. We have a water plant where we have, we're regulated by federal and state regulations. I mean, we're governed by these agencies, the EPA, the DEC, and we have to have an operator in there 24/7. So there's going to be overtime incurred there. We budget accordingly, as well as the wastewater treatment plant. We are governed there too. We have to have an operator in there, a certified operator in there 24 hours a day, every day, you know. So that overtime is usually approved at their level. You know, why become involved is if there's an issue. If there's issues that come up, then I get brought in. So to come up with a question off guard like that, well, no, you're not going to have the information there right away. The issue at the last meeting was Memorial Day. We have a special events coordinator who does an excellent job, and he did an excellent job on a holiday where normally he wouldn't be working that day. He was asked to come in. He did a nice job. He received 2 hours of pay for it, overtime pay, as per the collective bargaining agreement. We did nothing wrong. The only thing that you know, I can see is that it's personal. And it's sad that there's no place for that to be happening in local government.
Well, and one of the things that I've noticed is that the collective bargaining agreement really does govern how people are paid over time, when they're going to have holiday pay, when they're going to have vacation pay. So really some of that is beyond anyone's scope of responsibility. I mean, the union says you're going to do these things, you kind of have to do them. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. We signed an agreement with them. We have signed, the city has signed an agreement. It's not that the union is telling us what to do. It's that we've entered into an agreement with the union saying we will do this. We agree to do this. We agree to pay overtime if this situation arises. We've agreed to pay overtime. So once we sign that agreement, we are bound to live by that agreement. Right. And so, you know, that's basically where we're at. Again, I don't understand the antagonistic ways that this council is acting very disrespectfully towards our department heads, my administration, myself as mayor. You know, the position of mayor needs to be respected, regardless of who sits in that chair. That is an important position in city government, and if your own council and your own residents don't respect it, don't expect anybody at the county or state or federal level to respect that position either. Right.
And of course, we've had a great deal of respect at the state and county level because of the mayor.
Absolutely. We've worked very hard to develop good, respectful relationships with all levels of government. We have a very good relationship at the federal levels. I received messages from Senator Schumer's office regarding our wall, our lake wall. Congressman Reed was out here personally and came out to look at it. I received a phone call from him personally yesterday, just letting me know what the update was. And so we've developed very good relationships at the state level. As you know, some of the governor's highest level of people contact me, reach out to me when there's issues that I need help with. At the county level, we have a very cordial working relationship with the county elected. So, you know, these are things you work hard to have because it benefits the city of Dunkirk. And it's like I said before, if your council is sitting down and disrespecting the position, then it becomes harder for the mayor to receive that type of respect for our city from the other electeds.
Do you foresee any possibility that we're going to be able to have some more reasonable, if you will, communication between the two? Are you going to reach out to try to do some things to mend some fences?
Well, like I said before, it has to be, communication is a two-way street. And I don't know that, I think that's a better question posed to the council members. Right. I've been willing to work, I've worked with many different council members as mayor, and it's never been this bad since I've been in my position as mayor. you know, you reach a point where you can't even talk to them. They very rudely interrupt you. They'll ask you a question, they won't let you answer it. You know, it seems like they have an agenda and they're going to go straight for it.
Well, you're right, and it is embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the residents. You know, myself, it's embarrassing for the taxpayers to see this happening in our city, and hopefully it will resolve itself. We have some other good things that are going on, though. Tell me about the Empire State Standards. What's going on there?
Empire State Brand is a project that's coming in. It's a major project. It's another one that we are really working hard to see it come to fruition. We worked with the developers, the investors. This again is a project where New York State is supporting it. We reached out to New York State. We worked with Rich Dixon from the county IDA on this. And the state is supporting this with almost $3 million worth of funding. So this is a major project. It will create 450 jobs regionally, and these are for farmers. So this is going to have a major impact in our region for farmers, creating jobs there. And again, the brand is going to be City of Dunkirk. So this is very exciting for us to be a part of it. We've met with the developers, and they're excited about this project. It's a major project. They're looking to make this one of their biggest projects in the whole nation. So we're very excited about this project.
Well, and I know that you recently were a guest with the Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce, where they had a webinar and they talked about the economic development and the things that are happening in spite of some of the shutdowns. So what other things do you see on the horizon? We've got a Phoenix coming in, we have other things happening. What other things do you see on the horizon for Dunkirk when it comes to economic development? Well,
with the announcement of a Phoenix coming and then seeing how quickly they're building, you know, the timeline for them the completion of the project wasn't supposed to be till 2021, and they're way ahead of that, construction-wise. But the spin-off from a Phoenix is huge. We have a lot of major developers contacting our development department routinely for opportunities to invest money in the city of Dunkirk now. So this is huge for us. The jobs that are going to be created due to not only a Phoenix, but as I said, Empire State Brands. We have Wells, Blue Bunny ice cream will be produced here in the city of Dunkirk. Again, they're looking to become the largest producer of ice cream in the world. So this is global. This is a major expansion. They're looking to invest close to $100 million of their money into the city of Dunkirk's plant here to expand it and hire 75 to 100 more staff members, and each one of those new jobs, I might add, comes with a starting salary of $40,000 to $50,000 annually with a full benefit package. So again, these are starting numbers there. I think that's a huge announcement, and there's a lot of good things happening economically. These things are going to begin to flourish as time moves on.
And of course we have our small businesses that are, now we're in phase 3, so those will be coming back, so we'll have things happening there. So that's very good. We've also been very fortunate in our area when we talk about the Black Lives Matter and the demonstrations. We've had a very peaceful demonstrations here in our area, and you were a part of that. So is there anything you want to say about that?
No, I would like to commend the 3 young ladies that came out. These are Dunkirk High School class of 2020. 3 young ladies that actually coordinated and organized that event. They reached out to myself with Chief Ortolano. We sat down with them and met with them, and you know, we supported it. We were participants in it, and I thought it went very well. But getting back to the businesses, I just wanted to also add, Vicki, that our development department worked very hard. We have $270,000 that we were awarded through the HUD CDBG funding to help our businesses, our local businesses, and so we are going to be helping these businesses by awarding them some funds to help them because of this COVID-19. So these are some of the things that we've been doing, and it's going to be very helpful to some of the businesses to keep them, because we are losing businesses here.
Yes.
You know, we don't want that to continue to happen. So that's why we're trying to help the businesses that are in existence now to stay in and to be more successful.
So we have some things to look forward to. We have hopefully City Hall opening up. Our beaches are going to be open on the 29th. And we have things happening. We have things progressing. We're moving forward. Mayor, thank you so much for coming. I know you're busy. I know I know it never stops, but thank you. And we're looking forward to your visit next month, and hopefully we'll have other good news coming on.
Well, thank you, Vicki. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Thank you for watching City Speaks. City Speaks is a show that's here for you, the residents of our city, of our community. You can watch it daily at 3 and 10 on Dunkirk Access at YouTube, or you can go to Spectrum 1301 at 3 and 10. I'm sorry, Dunkirk Access anytime. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you like. If you want someone to come on, let me know. You can send an email to cityspeaks@cityofdunkirk.com. Snail mail, City Speaks, City Hall, 342 Central Avenue, Dunkirk 14048. And again, I offer an invitation. If we have any of our elected officials who want to appear on City Speaks, please give me a call. Let me know. We'll be happy to have you on. And thank you. Thank you for watching City Speaks.